Hey, also Tara here from fitbabysteps.com, and I wanted to address one of the biggest concerns that I hear from people who are in either my free healthy eating group or in my challenge groups or just my clients in general, and that is how to be healthy when you're in a house where the rest of your household doesn't really care about being healthy. That's not really a priority for them right now, right? So here's my suggestion for you, and it's probably a little bit unconventional, and that is, it is not your responsibility right now to help your family. I mean, help them in general, blah, blah, blah. But like, it is not your responsibility to transform their health right now. Here's why I say that. Because right now, as you're focusing on your own health journey, your mind is going to fight you. There's going to be some resistance, right? Whenever we change, we have resistance. And the only way we change is by overcoming that resistance. So in your head, you might be wanting to go to McDonald's and your brain's like, yeah, let's do McDonald's. It would be awesome. And you have to then go, nope, I am sticking to my goals. I'm sticking to this. I've got to make this happen. So what happens if you're trying to make your entire house healthy at the same time as you are trying to make these dramatic changes with yourself? Well, what's happening is all of a sudden your whole family is saying, I want to go to McDonald's. I want to go to McDonald's. I want to go to McDonald's. And depending on how big your family is, you just quadrupled the number of voices in your head telling you to do the thing that is going so against your goals, right? So here is what I recommend. For right now, focus on you. Look at it like this. When you're, boarding an airplane, they always tell you, if you have kids with you, put the oxygen mask on you first and then your kids, right? You got to take care of yourself first so that you can better take care of those you're responsible for. It seems so counterintuitive to our instincts, but that is how you're going to have, success in that situation. There's a little exception to this, okay? And that is, you're sitting there and you're eating a salad with chicken, which, by the way, I think is totally boring and I don't eat like that. But you're sitting there eating that. You're kind of like pushing it around your plate. We all know that sight. You can see it. And your whole family's around you and they're eating like garlic bread and they're eating pizza and they're eating all this stuff. And you're sitting there feeling like, this sucks, right? You think that. And you don't want to create that environment either. So I wanted to give you a couple strategies to help you in these environments. So first of all, whenever you make a healthy meal, if you're trying to make it to where you're eating a similar thing to your family, here's what I do. I will make my healthy meal. So I'll make, let's say I'm making grilled chicken. I make a yummy grilled chicken and make vegetables, and not just steamed. I make them exciting. So you make your vegetables and maybe I like to keep a salad on the table so that if my family wants a salad, they have it. And then what I like to do is I like to put something on the table that I know my family loves. And I know it's not necessarily something that I care about, right? So for me, it was garlic bread. I don't care that much about garlic bread. Or there was a point when I just had it across the table from me. So they have it. So there was something on the table that kind of distracted them. Like, yes, garlic bread. So who cares if they don't like all the vegetables that mom has? They wanted the garlic bread. But what was hilarious, garlic bread used to be a staple in our house. Well, suddenly they started eating the other things slowly, right? They'd eat the garlic bread, but they'd have the other things. And over time, now our family doesn't eat garlic bread at all. We changed to naan. And so we'll cook naan and toast it up and I'll rub just a little bit of butter on it for them. So they transitioned from something where at one point our whole family of 4, mostly, bigger adults, we're eating like a whole loaf of garlic bread in one night. Now we're eating, each of us, maybe like one tiny piece of naan. We've transformed, but it was subtle. It took a little bit of distraction and getting them excited about these other foods because your taste buds really do change. Okay. So that's one thing. The other thing that I do is, first of all, you've all seen my meal plan. If you go to fitbabysteps.com, I break down my meal plans. But one of the things I hear from people is they're like, I don't want to be a short order cook. Right? I don't want to be making my healthy food and my family whatever they want. I don't want to feel like a short order cook. I don't want to make 2 dinners at night. And I totally agree. So here's what I do. I try to take whatever I am cooking and transform it, based or whatever I'm making for them and try to turn it into something healthy. So let me give you an example. We got home from church on Sunday and I had these little Hawaiian rolls and I was going to make these amazing ham and cheese melts for my family, wrap it in foil, put it in the oven so it gets all gooey and delicious, right? That sounded great to me. But Hawaiian rolls weren't on my plan. Whole wheat bread is though. So what I did was in my ooey gooey package, I put my whole wheat bread and I put the deli meat that I can have on it. And I put my serving of cheese and I wrapped it up. And so our whole family is sitting there eating these ham and cheese sandwiches. It took hardly any extra work for me to throw together my sandwich. And I'm totally feeling like I'm not missing out on the fun. I'm not poking around at my salad, right? I'm in it with them because I found a way to make it work for me. And honestly, I could have probably done my sandwich for them and they would have been just as happy. But those Hawaiian rolls were calling everyone's name. So that was one thing. Last night, I made turkey meatballs. So I got some turkey meatballs from Target. I cooked it in a little like tomato sauce, right? And then I put them in whole wheat hot dog buns. I topped with some mozzarella cheese. I put it in the oven under high heat after I cooked the meatballs. I put it in the oven under high heat. All of this alone took 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. And with what meatballs were left, with the tomato sauce, I added some mushrooms and I added some broccoli and I stirred it all together. And I had my meal that was totally with my program that I'm doing right now, 22-minute hardcore. And then they had these yummy meatball subs. They were all going crazy over them. They were like cheesy and gooey. And they had a side of broccoli and all of them downed their broccoli that they had with it. I served a couple of like baked chips at the table for them. So they all did not feel deprived. As I'm sitting there feeling totally content, because I've got this yummy bowl that seems like the sandwiches. And I'll confess, at the end of dinner, I was like, oh, those sandwiches looked really good. So I took one bite of my son's and I went, I loved my bowl so much more. So you'll find that your tastes change. But find ways, if you're taking your dinner, make it something that's exciting for you as well. The other night, they had leftover pizza. Oh my gosh, you guys, my husband bought an extra large pizza when he was alone with the kids, and it was gigantic. One slice of pizza was this long. So can you imagine how big the pizza was? So it lasted them all weekend long. And pizza's not on my plan. I mean, there's ways to make pizza on the plan, but I didn't want it, and I would rather do other things. So what I did that night is I cooked up a batch of chicken. So that's another thing you can do. Have a batch of chicken ready. Maybe you cook grilled chicken for your family one night, but you make like double and then save the rest for you. So I had this leftover chicken. I chopped it up. I put it in a pan with some chicken broth and mushrooms. And I just let it boil and I let it kind of reduce a little bit. I called this on my meal plan. I have it for the next week and it's like chicken vegetable soup-ish. Because it was kind of like soup, but it wasn't because it kind of cooked down a little bit to be almost a sauce, but not a broth. So I did that, and then I added at the tail end just a little bit of spinach and stirred it in, and I had it, and it was so good. And they're sitting there eating pizza, and I'm like, oh, this like soupish thing is delicious. And I didn't feel deprived. And as a matter of fact, I've been craving that dish ever since, and it was totally something I threw together in the kitchen at the last second. So with that being said, these are examples of ways that you're able to take things and just quickly throw together a meal where you're not, the pizza was cooking. I quickly threw that stuff in a pan. It took less than 2 minutes. It took less than 1 minute to throw it all in the pan. I didn't feel like a short order cook because I'm just cooking something really simple for me, okay? So I hope that helps. I hope that breaks down showing you the examples of how you don't have to be a short order cook. You don't have to convert your family to being healthy. It may or may not happen over time. Focus on you first and find ways to make those maybe less than healthy things, make healthy versions of those things so that you don't feel deprived in those situations. So I hope that helps. But if you have any suggestions, I am all ears. I want to hear them. So comment below with some of the things that seem to work for your family or any questions that you have. And remember that you can always get healthy recipes that are totally family approved over at fitbabysteps.com. Bye, guys.